Socrates, how you have Plato's texts about Socrates and Xenophon's texts about Socrates, and the person that each of them presents is very different. It's like Xenophon's a soldier, so he presents a soldier's view of the sage, and then Plato's a philosopher, so you get like Socrates as an academic, and probably Socrates wasn't exactly either of those things, but each of them wanted to see those things in him.
There you go.
Yeah. I think it happens with everyone. It's like, don't even know if Homer was a real person. Maybe the Buddha wasn't a real person, I don't know. Better not put this on the internet, I might upset some Buddhists.
Okay. I'll just select some of the best bits. Yeah. Or just use that as the warm-up question.
Oh, I'm not talking about Muhammad.
So, second question. Why are you so into your music?
My brother got me into it when I was young, and I just find it comfortable. It's just like, once I start working on a piece, I can still get lost in it for a day, and time just flies past, and I think that's a good sign that you're doing the thing that's right.
So are you in the flow state when you're creating music?
Yeah, parts of it. Like what I'm doing with this mix, I'm not, because now I'm just at the editing stage, so it's just work. It's like, I know there's about 1,000 little things that I need to tweak in order for it to sound finished. So that's like, it's pretty easy, but it's time consuming. But when you're actually writing a track, there's like 8 hours where you're just jamming chords out, trying out different arrangements and noodling with synths, and that's the fun bit. That's when time just flies past. And the DJing, when you have a good set and a good crowd and the crowd's style matches your own, then that's really flowy. Like, you can just play 8 hours and not even notice.
Was there a point where you were going to see musicians and DJs when you were younger and you just thought, I want to be doing that?
Yeah, for sure. Back in Adelaide and seeing guys like HMC, trying to think, Carter Brothers.
And how old were you?
Probably, can't remember, maybe 19 or 20.
Yeah.
Like, really quite late. Not sneaking out to raves like my friends did.
Yeah.
I think I saw Sasha when I was about 20, which was cool. And saw some James Holden gigs before he quit DJing, which was super inspiring. It's like, could see that he was really an artist and not just formulaic, like he was telling a different story every time, which is cool. Like, I wanted to do that.
And then how did it make you feel when you saw those DJs?
Just like, felt like you could understand the story they were trying to tell, which is exciting. It's like there's a common meaning behind music and we can speak to each other this way, which is exciting. Like, doesn't necessarily feel like that should be the case. And the way a lot of people talk about philosophy, like postmodern philosophers suggest that there's no common understanding of media. It's sort of like everyone's interpretation is different. But sometimes you have artistic experiences that seem to contradict that, and that's exciting. It's like, we can actually speak to each other and understand each other. That's really cool. DJ'd for a while now, like, just I think since I was about 15.
Wow.
Not playing out all the time, but like started learning the techniques then. Yeah. And then got into the production a bit later. Like, I did a bit of music writing at school, just like learning how to arrange strings and stuff, but didn't take it seriously until later. If it's a DJ I love, I'm very happy for them to do that. Like, you want to ideally create a situation where real artists can be self-indulgent, because that's going to be the best work they do. But if you're just like a resident DJ at Revolver or something, then it's your job to read the crowd and be like constantly mirroring them and bouncing off them. And if you go in and pre-plan 4 hours and just play it regardless and don't even look up, like, that's a terrible sin. Can't be doing that. We don't deserve to get paid for that, I don't think. I used to play some gigs more like that, like when I was at uni and played like engineer pub crawls and stuff, and you're just playing music you don't like. But then I thought, like, this is never going to make much money anyway, so why am I playing music I hate to people I don't want to play to? Like, I'll just strip it back, get better at a niche, and hopefully that will eventually lead to gigs playing to people who actually like that stuff.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you might as well just work in a factory or something.
Your approach to music making and your whole sound, it is very distinct and it feels nostalgic.
Oh, cheers.
Nostalgic to dance music of yesteryear, but I also maybe just thinking about some of your previous promo shots. Nostalgic to like walking in fields.
Yeah. I think the promo shots are like, there's a Simon and Garfunkel picture.
Yeah.
Kind of like that, like 60s folk shots. Because I don't really like the aesthetic of 90s trance. There's something a bit repulsive about it, but I love the sound of it. But I like the visual aesthetics of folk music, so I'll just try and combine those two because those are the things I like.
Yeah.
I think they make more sense together. Because I always thought of trance as kind of nature music rather than like guys in sneakers and sunglasses in Ibiza. Like, that seems like a weird combination of aesthetics. Like, it's hard to explain, but you know when you listen to something and it feels kind of fruity, it's like it's kicking all the right centers in your brain and like just feels like drinking a glass of water after you've been walking all day. Like, so, and that changes, like, but usually I like, if I listen to Bibio or Nick Drake or people like that, I suddenly get the urge to produce music. And I don't know, I haven't found as much new music that inspires me recently. I think the older you get, the more you lose touch with that feeling. You know, like when you're 23, you're finding an amazing album every week. But as long as you have a few of those influences, then that's good. And go back to the old ones all the time.
Yeah.
In this temple, we all pray for the same thing. It's like, it's that kind of gospel influences mixed with the unity of people in a club. And like, I don't know when that sample came from, but probably maybe the 80s or 70s. Like back when dance music really was a counterculture, like oppressed people gathering together.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's a lot of power in that. It's cool.
Do you think dance music's a counterculture these days?
Not really, no. I think it hasn't been for a long time. Which doesn't mean it's, like, lost power, but maybe to make edgy dance music now is harder. I'm not really trying. Like, I'm not trying to make edgy music, but if you want it to be edgy, you've got to put in extra thought, I think.
But you're kind of edgy / underground in the sense that you are a step away from what seems popular at the moment, especially in Melbourne.
But that's not necessarily deliberate. It's more just thinking, if I make the stuff I like, then that's going to come in and out of fashion, and ultimately it'll be easier for me to do that, and I won't feel like I'm selling out all the time. But I don't think like the sound I'm pushing isn't difficult or challenging or anything. It's just like a little bit off the centre at the moment. But it'll come back in and then out again. It sort of came back in with All Day I Dream. Like, that's a label that's pushing a sound that I like and that I've almost been doing for a while, and that's got popular. But yeah, it's sort of, trends change so quickly now as well. It's like every couple of months fashion changes.
That's it. Do you think there is an underground out there somewhere in Melbourne?
I don't know, because there's the stuff that sort of presents itself as underground but is actually quite overground. Like, but as long as no one notices that, then that's probably okay for them.
It is a selling mechanism as well.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, if you can present your stuff as being on the edge, then that will sell tickets.
A true underground party is probably just some people in a basement just listening to whatever the fuck with no publicity.
It's not like hard to define it, isn't it? Like, if underground just means no one's listening to it, then you kind of doom yourself to failure. They try and still like bands when they've gotten popular, because I think some of them do that and still manage not to sell out.